Hello, esteemed gentlemen. He who controls the mind controls the world. But what if your mind is untouchable? In a society that thrives on conformity and the subtle art of persuasion, most people are like puppets on a string, easily swayed, molded, and shaped by external forces they barely notice. It's no secret that the world's most powerful systems have one goal: control. Studies have shown that 90% of the population conforms to societal pressures without even realizing it. Yet there exists a rare type of man who not only resists these pressures, but stands entirely beyond their reach. The Sigma male is immune to the manipulation that ensnares everyone else. He operates on a different wavelength, thinking, moving, and living in ways that make him impossible to brainwash. Number 1. The paradox of non-participation. Sigma males don't fight against the system. They simply step outside of it. This is what makes them untouchable. While most people are deeply embedded in society's games, constantly seeking approval, validation, and a sense of belonging, Sigma males exist in a different dimension entirely. They don't crave acceptance or play by the rules everyone else is bound by. The power of the Sigma male lies in his paradoxical approach. The less he participates in the system, the less the system has any hold over him. Society controls most people through the carrot and stick routine, offering rewards for fitting in and punishing those who deviate. But when you no longer seek those rewards and don't care about the punishments, the whole system falls apart. This is where the Sigma male thrives. He's not rebellious for the sake of rebellion. He's not trying to overthrow the norms. He just chooses not to engage, and in doing so, he strips the system of its ability to influence him. What makes this non-participation even more powerful is that it's not loud or obvious. The Sigma male's detachment is subtle. He doesn't stand on a soapbox and shout his independence from society. He just quietly lives by his own rules, unbothered and unaffected. This quiet refusal to engage confuses and frustrates the system because society doesn't know what to do with someone who simply doesn't need it. His life moves according to his own rhythm, and because of this, he remains free from the psychological chains that bind everyone else. It's not about rebellion, it's about liberation through non-participation. And that in itself is an unbreakable form of power. At number 2, emotionally unshackled. The power of not being easily offended. Sigma males have a unique strength that sets them apart. They don't get easily offended. In a world where people are constantly reacting, often without thinking, Sigma males are the calm in the storm. They don't get caught up in emotional drama or allow others to dictate how they should feel. This emotional unshackling makes them incredibly hard to manipulate. While society thrives on outrage culture, where being offended is almost a sport, Sigma males simply aren't interested in playing along. This lack of emotional reactivity isn't about being cold or disconnected, it's about control. Sigma males understand that when you're constantly offended, you're handing over your power. You're allowing someone else's words or actions to dictate your emotions. Sigma males refuse to give anyone that kind of control. They've mastered the art of emotional self-regulation, which means they can engage with the world without being swept away by its waves of negativity or manipulation. In practical terms, this emotional detachment means Sigma males can move through life without being swayed by guilt, shame, or public opinion. They aren't afraid to be misunderstood, criticized, or even disliked, because none of that really matters to them. Their self-worth is internal, not based on others' perceptions. This independence from emotional reactions gives them a massive edge over the rest of society, which is constantly triggered and pushed around by external forces. When you're not easily offended, you become a fortress of calm in a world driven by impulsive emotions. Sigma males know this, and they use it to their advantage. They remain focused, clear-headed, and impossible to manipulate no matter how much society tries to push their buttons. In a world full of noise, their silence speaks volumes. Number 3. Mastery of self-perception. Sigma males have mastered something that most people struggle with their entire lives: how they see themselves. While everyone else is busy chasing approval, comparing their worth to others, or adapting to the latest trends, Sigma males live by their own perception. They've developed an unshakable understanding of who they are. and that self-perception is immune to external influence. This mastery of self allows them to remain untouched by the constant noise of society telling them who they should be or how they should act. What's really powerful about this is that Sigma males don't seek validation from anyone. They don't need to be told they're doing a good job or that they're successful because they define those terms for themselves. They don't allow society, peers, or even close relationships to dictate their value. Their internal sense of self-worth is solid, and that gives them incredible freedom. When you don't rely on others to confirm your identity, you become immune to the pressures that control most people. This self-perception is like a suit of armor. Criticism bounces off and praise doesn't get to their heads. Sigma males are fully aware of their strengths and weaknesses and don't feel the need to exaggerate or downplay them to fit into some societal mold. They're not trying to prove anything because in their eyes there's nothing to prove. This level of self-awareness gives them a calm confidence that is rare in a world obsessed with appearances and status. Because of this mastery, Sigma males move through life with an authentic clarity. They don't waste energy worrying about how they're perceived or whether they measure up. They've already made up their minds about who they are, and society's attempts to influence that are nothing more than background noise. At number 4, cognitive independence, the freedom to question. Sigma males possess a rare gift that most people don't even realize they're missing: true cognitive independence. While the majority of society is conditioned to follow the herd, accept the status quo, and rarely question what they're told, Sigma males operate on a completely different level. They have a natural ability to think for themselves, free from the influence of groupthink or societal pressures. This freedom to question everything gives them an edge that's hard to beat. Most people are taught from an early age to obey authority, trust institutions, and fit into a pre-existing mold. But Sigma males reject that mindset entirely. They aren't afraid to challenge the narratives being pushed on them, whether it's in media, politics, or even their own social circles. They approach life with a deep sense of curiosity, always probing beneath the surface, asking the uncomfortable questions that most people shy away from. This makes them incredibly hard to manipulate or sway because they aren't satisfied with the easy answers. What sets them apart is their ability to think critically in every situation. They don't just accept things at face value, whether it's a new idea, a cultural norm, or a piece of advice. Sigma males break it down, analyze it, and decide if it aligns with their personal values and beliefs. This constant questioning is what keeps them intellectually sharp and mentally free. While others are easily influenced by trends, propaganda, or the opinions of the majority, Sigma males stay firmly rooted in their own thoughts and beliefs. They aren't afraid to stand alone if it means staying true to themselves. This cognitive independence not only keeps them from being brainwashed, but also allows them to carve their own path in life, unencumbered by the expectations of others. Number 5, a deep sense of cosmic accountability. Sigma males operate with a profound sense of accountability. But it's not just to people or society, it goes much deeper. They feel connected to something greater, almost like a cosmic responsibility that guides their actions and decisions. While most people are focused on how they appear to others, or the immediate consequences of their actions, Sigma males are playing a long game, one that considers their place in the universe and the ripple effect of every choice they make. This cosmic accountability makes them incredibly disciplined and purposeful. They don't act on impulse or let temporary emotions dictate their decisions. They understand that everything they do has a lasting impact, not just on their own lives, but on the world around them. It's not about seeking approval or dodging criticism. It's about knowing that they are responsible for their own destiny and that every action, no matter how small, shapes the larger picture. What makes this sense of accountability so powerful is that it's internal. Sigma males don't need external rules or guidelines to tell them what's right or wrong. They hold themselves to a higher standard that comes from within, driven by a deep understanding of cause and effect. This mindset gives them an almost unshakable integrity, which is rare in a world where people often act out of self-interest or fear of judgment. because they feel accountable to something much larger than societal expectations. Sigma males can't be easily swayed by outside influences. Their decisions are made with careful thought and a clear conscience, ensuring that they remain true to themselves, no matter what. It's this deeper sense of responsibility that keeps them grounded, focused, and completely immune to the manipulation that traps most people. Number 6, the emotional firewall. Sigma males have something most people don't, an emotional firewall. It's not that they don't feel emotions. They just have an incredible ability to control how those emotions affect them. While others get swept up by every insult, criticism, or stressful situation, Sigma males maintain an inner calm that's hard to shake. They've built a barrier between their emotions and external forces, allowing them to process feelings without letting them overwhelm their judgment. This emotional firewall means that they don't take things personally. When someone tries to provoke or manipulate them emotionally, they don't react impulsively or give in to knee-jerk reactions. Instead, they step back, observe, and decide how to respond, if they even respond at all. This cool detachment keeps them from being dragged into unnecessary drama or conflicts, which society often thrives on. It's like having an internal shield that deflects the chaos around them. What makes this so powerful is that it's not about being numb or shutting down emotions. Sigma males are highly self-aware. They know what they're feeling, but they don't let those feelings run the show. This emotional regulation allows them to stay focused on what really matters, instead of getting distracted by temporary feelings or external pressures. While others are reactive, constantly swinging between highs and lows, Sigma males remain steady, guided by logic and clarity. Because of this, they are almost impossible to manipulate through guilt, fear, or shame, the tools society often uses to control people. When you can't be emotionally manipulated, you become free in a way most people will never experience. Sigma males' emotional firewall makes them resilient, unshakable, and completely immune to the emotional traps that ensnare so many others. It's this unflappable nature that makes them stand apart. Number 7, invisibility as a weapon. One of the most underrated strengths of Sigma males is their ability to blend into the background when they need to. Invisibility is their secret weapon, allowing them to move through life without drawing unnecessary attention. While many people chase fame, recognition, and validation, Sigma males understand that sometimes the most powerful position is one of quiet observation. They don't need to be the loudest voice in the room to make an impact. In fact, they often make their biggest moves when no one's looking. This ability to be invisible is not about hiding or shyness. It's a strategic choice. Sigma males know that being under the radar gives them an advantage. When people aren't focused on them, they have the freedom to observe, learn, and maneuver in ways that others can't. They see things that others miss, and this insight gives them an edge in almost every situation. While everyone else is busy trying to be seen, Sigma males are gathering information, analyzing the environment, and making calculated decisions. Invisibility also protects them from the traps of ego and societal expectations. Because they're not seeking attention, they don't get caught up in the need for approval or the pressure to conform to certain roles. They can be themselves without the constant scrutiny that others face. This makes them incredibly difficult to influence or control. When no one knows your next move, you're free to act without the weight of expectations or public judgment. By using invisibility as a weapon, Sigma males maintain a level of autonomy that others can only dream of. They understand the power of being overlooked, and they leverage that to operate on their own terms. In a world obsessed with visibility, their quiet presence is often the most formidable force in the room. Number 8, intuitive decoding of social programming. Sigma males have an uncanny ability to see through the layers of social programming that shape most people's thoughts and behaviors. While society is constantly bombarding individuals with messages about what they should value, believe, and pursue, Sigma males instinctively decode these signals and question their true purpose. They can separate the noise from the meaningful, recognizing when they're being nudged into conforming to someone else's agenda. This intuitive decoding gives them a unique lens through which they view the world. Most people are unaware of how deeply influenced they are by social structures, media, and cultural norms, but Sigma males see it clearly. They can sense when something feels engineered to provoke a specific reaction, whether it's an advertisement pushing a certain lifestyle or societal expectations around success. They don't get swept up in trends or movements unless they've critically evaluated them and found personal value in aligning with them. What makes Sigma males so hard to manipulate is this constant awareness of the forces at play. They question why things are the way they are and whether they genuinely align with their own values or if it's just another layer of social conditioning. This allows them to make choices that are authentic rather than ones shaped by external pressures. They aren't motivated by what's trendy, popular, or socially acceptable. They're driven by their own internal compass. This decoding ability is like having a filter for the world, allowing them to discard anything that doesn't resonate with their core beliefs. It's this sharp awareness that makes them immune to manipulation and societal expectations. While others may unconsciously follow the script handed to them by society, Sigma males are constantly rewriting their own, refusing to be shaped by anything other than their own deeply held convictions. Number 9. Rejection of binary labels. Sigma males embody a remarkable rejection of binary labels that society often uses to categorize people. Instead of conforming to simplistic definitions like alpha or beta, they exist in a realm of their own, refusing to be boxed into preconceived notions of masculinity or social hierarchy. This flexibility allows them to navigate the world on their own terms, embracing the complexity of their identities without the constraints that typically come with societal labels. By rejecting binary categories, Sigma males can draw from a wide array of traits and behaviors, picking what resonates with them rather than what's expected. They're not limited to the dominant or submissive roles that so many feel pressured to adopt. This fluidity empowers them to express themselves authentically, incorporating elements from various personality types without worrying about fitting into a specific mold. They understand that life isn't black and white, it's full of shades of gray, and they thrive in that complexity. This rejection also makes Sigma males more adaptable in their relationships and interactions. They can connect with people from all walks of life because they don't impose rigid expectations or judgments based on outdated notions of hierarchy. They're open to collaboration, understanding, and empathy, which allows them to forge deeper, more meaningful connections. Their refusal to play by society's rules makes them both intriguing and approachable. Furthermore, this mindset liberates them from the anxieties of competition and validation. They don't seek approval from others, nor do they measure their worth against rigid standards. Instead, Sigma males create their own definitions of success and fulfillment, driven by internal motivations rather than external expectations. This profound rejection of binary labels not only enhances their individuality, but also equips them with the freedom to navigate life as they see fit, unencumbered by societal constraints. In a world teeming with societal expectations and rigid classifications, Sigma males stand as a testament to the power of individuality and self-awareness. Their unique blend of emotional resilience, cognitive independence, and a rejection of binary labels equips them with the tools to navigate life on their own terms. By mastering the art of invisibility and harnessing their intuitive understanding of social dynamics, they not only thrive in their personal lives, but also forge connections that are both meaningful and profound. Sigma males aren't just resistant to societal brainwashing. They redefine what it means to truly be free in a world that often seeks to confine us. Their journey invites us all to reflect on our own identities and the ways we can break free from the constraints that limit our potential. By understanding the traits that set Sigma males apart, we can learn to cultivate our own paths toward authenticity and fulfillment. So, as we wrap up this exploration into the extraordinary nature of Sigma males, take a moment to consider how you can apply these insights to your own life. If you found this video enlightening and inspiring, Don't forget to subscribe for more content that challenges the norms and encourages personal growth. Your journey to self-discovery is just beginning, and we're here to support you every step of the way.